Hey, Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome to Rogue Command. Now, I've spent around about 60 hours playing this game, and I've cleared the hardest difficulty. You can see all the modifiers here. Basically, each modifier adds new gameplay mechanics and makes the game harder. We've unlocked the final difficulty thing, which is Heat 1. Heat 2, I think this scales infinitely. I have no idea how it works. Basically, we can turn up the heat, making the game harder. I have a lot of thoughts about the game, but I want to show you like a max difficulty run and what it looks like. I could go Heat 0, I'll go Heat 1 here just for fun. And I've put together like a theoretical build here that I think is going to be super interesting. So we're going to be playing with the Combat Engineer. Why are we playing with the Combat Engineer? That's a great question. So the Combat Engineer has a great set of abilities that allow him to act offensively. Now, I haven't really invested that much into him, so you could probably make the argument that I would be better off going with the regular Engineer, because he generates a little bit more crystals. He's good at clearing obstacles. He also has an AoE attack. But there's a couple of things that are pointing me in this direction, which is basically that I kind of retooled how I did all my investment points. And I still invested heavily in DPS, so I've increased the damage of my units and a little bit of range. I got a lot of vision, but then I invested heavily into upgrading my turrets. And so I kind of wanted to do like a turret build. Anyway, I mean, we could go into the nuances of this, but basically, this is just like meta progression. Range is really strong. Sight is really strong. The combination of the two is just really, really strong. You can see the base range of the castle is 7, and I have it up to 9.09. Anyway, we're going to try and do like a building heavy run on max difficulty, which I haven't really done before. Now, my favorite way to play the game is definitely to go down double hack paths when possible. Unfortunately, we don't have a random blueprint double hack path here. So I could go early tanks. The problem is they're not very cheap. Vehicles are quite cheap. Let's go with early tanks. I've never done the MG tank before. It does have decent range. I really like the Defender tank. It has a very expensive factory at 800 minerals or crystals, but the tank itself is relatively inexpensive and it's really good early game. I do think that the tier 0 tank is actually one of the better tanks in the game, mainly because it has a double attack with splash damage, whereas the Defender tank lacks splash. And so when you're dealing with those, I forget what the units are called, but they're like slimes, splash damage is really important. So that's why I would kind of lean towards getting the T0 tank. And like by default, you can get 60 of these things and they can self-heal. They just have a lot of sustain. They're very independent. So I think they're a great starting unit. We're going to pick up a hack here. Factory spawn with a planted turret. We already have a turret, which is kind of cool. Units with armor get +1 range. That could be really, really useful, especially because the T0 tank starts with armor, and so it would get a +1 base range, and range is very, very powerful. It is one of the most powerful abilities in the game, range. Ooh, building instruction cost -50 crystals for the tier 0 tank factory. That's quite a discount. That's like a 1 in 7 discount for the T0 tank. It's a question of, do we want it? Ooh, robust skill set. Now that is so strong on the tier 0 tank. So whenever they activate regen, not only will they be activating, like getting more health, they'll be reducing damage because they have extra armor, and they have a 30% chance of ignoring damage. So robust skill set is just like honestly disgustingly strong on the T0 tank. Let's see. Tank's max HP is cool. Extra sight range on turrets is really damn good. So I'll grab that. It gives you a lot of map control. Ooh, area effect boosts weapon range. +1 range, really strong also. Jagged plating honestly makes the T0 tank into a very strong combination of robust skill set, and jagged plating makes the T0 tank like quite good. So let's go ahead and get our core refinery. I don't love the core refinery because it means I have to do a bit of micromanagement when it comes to laying out what I'm going to do. I do love the extra sight range on the engineer and the enemy sense on the map, because it just makes like choosing how you're going to play the early game so much cleaner. All right, let's set up these core harvesters on high quality patches. I'm going to set up, I wish I could set a castle on this hill. I think I can only really set it up here, which I think is fine. I'll put it right there. We got a defensive little corner and we can take a while to build up. Don't let him through. I don't really know how things are working, but the castle is like a pretty strong building. It has a triple attack. It attacks 3 times, followed by a near 2-second cooldown. It does about 18 damage per shot in a 1 tile radius, and it also has a missile launch skill. Honestly, we could use this missile launch skill to get some early damage in on our opponents, so we'll launch that off. Plus, this will bait them in, and any kills that we get on enemies does lead to us getting a significant amount of crystals. All right, didn't really get much out of it. That's fine. Core harvesters are a pretty slow build, but they're also pretty safe because they're hard to kill. All right, castle activating. I'll use my engineer to try to clean up this scout unit. That's my one biggest complaint about a castle core harvester build, is it's very, very slow. and defensive. There are builds that I have played that are so much faster. Like, I'm already like hitting the enemy with 40 blade bots. But I feel like I already did a video on like the crazy blade bot sniper combo, so I wanted to do something a little bit slower, show off other types of gameplay. We do have a nice choke point here, which makes me happy. I might be able to get a second castle. It'll kind of be inline back a little bit. But now I have 2 sets of castle abilities that I can rain down pain on the enemies with. Because these are global map strike abilities, which is cool. We should see some missiles landing near the enemy base here in a moment. And any kills we get here are just like free. Oh, don't get shot. We do only have 3 engineer lives. I'm not brave enough because I don't pay enough attention to my engineer and I get him killed. I like having those extra lives to keep me safe. But we can like slowly chip away at the enemy, which is fun. Definitely need to get some sort of eco boost. Yeah, look at those turrets. We're very, very safe behind our rows of turrets. I'm going to set up my core harvesters on these fields sooner rather than later because they have better coverage. You want your core harvesters in the center of as many mineral patches as you can get them in. Alright, let's fire off another missile strike from our castles. That will do quite a bit of damage in this area. Now I'm curious, what effects does heat actually have? Yeah, heat plus 0.25 damage on enemies, plus an extra 14.5 health. You can see how much extra health enemy buildings have because we're playing at a higher difficulty. I'm curious to see how heat generally affects things. Yeah, it looks like it just gives people mostly more health, attack rate, and damage. So just makes enemy stats a lot scarier, which means you have to be a lot more efficient. But I find this quite fun to do this kind of like sit back, bombard the enemy from a distance, build like a really turtley base with a highly mobile core of units that like move around and defend while I have like this stealthed economy. There's something really interesting about this setup. So now that I have my 3 castles up and I can start bombarding, I'm going to start producing tier 0 factories so that I can have my tanks start to participate in the battle, because these are significant units, but I have like my safe retreat point that the enemy won't be able to get to, which makes me quite happy. All right, get another harvester over here. We have a harvester in construction. I think we have basically all of our harvesters in production. We could think about getting another factory online if that is something that we wanted to do. Get another harvester factory online. I think for the first mission, a single harvester is plenty. We'll use our engineer for scouting info. Let's fire off another one of those missile bombs. Oh, don't get shot. There's no need to take damage yet. But fighting can get us money, so fighting is okay. You should not be in the front line. Now the tanks are pretty slow at attacking, but they do have a double strike. I think I can take this turret out. Let me just regen you. You're at the front. Trigger the enemies to come forward to fight us, which is good. Try to tank with a different tank at the front each time. Even moving around a little bit. And this is the nice thing about having a unit with splash damage. Like, some of our enemies have eggs. When they die, they'll come back if I don't kill their eggs. So having splash damage really helps with this. And you can see this tank, they're just so hard to kill once I activate the deflection shield. And like with a little bit of micromanagement, you can even slow down the game if you need time to micro. Which is something I really appreciate. I'm going to drop another missile strike and probably get myself a 3rd factory because I'm not maximally producing. I love that I can slow down the game to like focus on different aspects. Push this guy forward with regen tanking, and we might just have to fall back a little bit. Once you get to a critical mass of units, micro starts to be getting like you can't do too much in the way of micro. You can still do a little. Right, shooting the enemy. Good, 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 good. Take these guys back. Fight with the veterans. Whoa, don't die. You can see how fast our units are going to die when we're playing against this high difficulty. Our enemies just do so much DPS, and I have invested exactly 0 things into survivability upgrades in the Ascension tree, which is honestly probably a mistake. I should probably get some kind of survivability bonuses. But I just think it's really funny not to. Let's drop a missile strike over here. You see, we need to cut down on the enemy's forces. Looks like we've maxed out how many troops we can make, so I'll drop another couple of factories. Keep my MP going. I'm going to try to push in here to try to push past and get this factory if we can. so that we can cut down on the number of people they're recruiting. Focus fire the factory, and then we can clear it out. I'm worried about them getting too many reinforcements. Hit the regeneration button. We might lose a unit or two as we retreat, but that's okay. It's part of the battle. I think taking out an enemy factory for basically no cost is a victory. And now, ooh, don't let them get you. Just gotta pull back my wounded units as we push forward. Keep the wounded towards the back. Push to the left here. That base has a lot of gunfire. We'll drop a couple of more castle strikes here, which we can do. Now we're at the point where I think I can just mass produce troops and accept losses. We're going to wait for the strike to hit, and then we'll go in and try to clear this. Beautiful. That should drop 1,000 minerals for us. Yum, 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 yum. We'll push all the way through here. Make sure we're hammering the regen/heal button. Shoot the enemy turrets. God, they have so much health. I'm so not used to them having this much health. After fighting my way up through all the Ascensions, like I've had so many different experiences with how the enemy plays and what kind of units they build and what builds they have and stuff like that, that it's been super fascinating. Ooh, there's a chest over here. Let's go grab it. Some crystal. And right now I'm just kind of styling on them, just getting... I'm just warming up my micromanagement skills, right? So like early game you do a lot of micro, but then once you get to a critical mass of units, you charge in. And boom, that's it. First mission completed. That's the first of 9 missions. I would say that first mission was... Typically I do the missions a lot faster, but this is like the maximum difficulty, so things are going to be harder than usual. So because we're doing like a building build, I think I would be interested to go for a random blueprint because we could get pretty much anything. Precision artillery. That's a cool building. We could also get T1 tanks. Now, the T1 tank, in my opinion, is kind of a downgrade from the T0 tank, because the T0 tank, right, it has 125 max HP, a self-sustainability, and it has a splash attack that it fires twice. Whereas this tank, like, it's like twice as expensive. It does double the damage, but it fires so much slower. It doesn't even have like better range, really. I mean, I guess it comes with a shield, which makes it crazy. We could do a tank build if we really wanted to. Like, it's not a bad game for a tank. And then again, we don't really have good support tech. The static eater is crazy. I like the fire artillery. I don't really want to do fire. I could just go for raw power, like in T1 tanks and stuff like that. Like, it's not a bad unit. It's very like... In terms of its cost and stats, it's like pretty good. I think I'm going to go for the precision artillery. I feel like the idea of like sitting back and striking the enemy base is a lot of fun. I do also like the idea of spawning with a few extra units that will let me get map control early. I think it's too early to hit a shop. Let's get an upgrade. Base port is cool. Extra MP. Extra MP on precision artillery would basically allow us to strike twice with it. We could make the castle a little bit better too. It would have 10% attack and skill damage, 10% max HP, 10% weapon and vision range, and it would fire faster. And considering this is my main defensive building, that does feel like a good setup. All right, let's have a little zoom out here. We are going to grab a core refinery. We'll grab this chest. Okay, so I see an enemy base over here. In terms of where enemies are going to be coming from, it's going to be diverse. Let's get our engineer out on the field. I do see potential for an ancient refinery here. Sorry, a crystal tower. I'm going to put my starting protection units on the crystal refinery. I don't have anything I really need to defend right now. I do think that a castle right here could do a lot of work because it's covering... I could maybe position it... Yeah, because now it's covering that ramp to the south and providing huge coverage on this enemy base, potentially even pressuring the enemy base. Let me kill this guy. Yeah, look at that. Let's drop missiles on them immediately. Don't let them walk past you. Might have triggered them a little bit too early. I can get my engineer to help clear out some of these. Come on, you can survive this. Oh, I wasn't paying attention over here. Another castle? Sounds like fun. Let's fire the guns off. This is where I wish I had more range on my engineer. This would be super sick because he's like sitting behind the combat lines. I would like to get another castle to make this basically impenetrable over here. You guys are doing okay. Holding that. I could also go for another refinery. We're going to have a bad time there if we stick here, so let's just fall back. I don't think I'm going to go for another refinery. I think a single mineral patch is good for now. We'll use our off-map abilities to hold. When I say off-map, I just mean support. So I'm going to start building my precision artillery in support of my castles. All right, we'll fire precision artillery here as well. Try to take that out. So we do want to get in there to get that money. That would make me very happy if we could do that. Let's get another precision artillery down. And another. Don't like these healers, so let's try to precision artillery this thing. Yeah, they're healing them up. It's okay. We can have up to 6 of these precision artilleries. And we will. You watch my words. Let's fire off another thing here. Fire at this guy. Oh, yeah. Come on, get that kill. Here we go. Beautiful. We do want to get some sort of way to heal these towers. I think for now it's fine. We can always like rebuild, refund. This thing will heal at them slowly. The robo forward base heals friendly for 2 HP per second. It's like great. Now that we've got all our support and defensive buildings down, we're going to look to start building tanks. Can I precise artillery you? Oh! I can precise artillery these healer bots. You know, that is useful to know. Make sure we're producing as many core harvesters as possible to get our income up. We would like to get this wisdom. Kill this turret. Kill this engineer. Oh, it takes 2 shots. Okay. Right, we've got a little bit of fight breaking out over here. But the good news is, if the enemy is sending attacks at us, we are getting money. Because it's one of the gameplay abilities that we've unlocked is the ability to get money from fighting. We get 10 money every kill that we make. Right, so we'll start building up our capabilities here. Okay, we've got precision artillery. We've got to kill that builder if we can. Killing the builder means it won't build stuff. Surprise, surprise. Is there any splash to this precision artillery? No, there's 0 splash. But it is useful for taking out things like snipers. We could do like counter battery fire with our precision doodads. I do summon turrets when I build factories, so it could be worth it to build a couple of factories here to provide defense on this corner. Don't fall back, don't get killed. I'm going to leave my robo engineers here because they're the only way I have to repair my base, but for now I'm going max tanks. Yeah, I need to get vision of the enemy base so we can start bombing again. So I'm going to go pick a fight over here. Make sure I group my tanks up to get a nice concave. Put regen on my dudes, making them harder to kill. Alright, we'll push through over here because I think getting the little extra trickle of money from this is good. Oops, I mismicroed slightly, but that's okay. But you can see how, like, if we have a choke point, like the splash damage from shooting enemy eggs is really good. Also, we have like a slight advantage if we're retreating because we can like string out the enemy forces a little bit. I'm going to fall back slightly. We're getting a little bit overwhelmed. Remember, we have very little in the way of defense. We have really good offense, but very little in the way of defense against these guys. Oh, we can go in and clean up these eggs. Remember, those eggs are worth money too. And these T0 tanks are very spammable. Which, of course, naturally makes me happy. I'm going to start capturing the wisdom because this is going to give us a between map bonus. Heal up all my tanks. They have that handy dandy regen ability. Alright, we'll fire off a couple of castle barrages here. This will soften up the enemies coming in, but it'll also potentially destroy a couple of factories, meaning they're able to produce less. Let's use precision artillery to finish off some of these. Fall back. We're trying to capture the wisdom, not finish the map. We're getting some veterancy, we're getting some kills. I wouldn't say that we're trading efficiently, but because the enemy's efficiency is just always like so... It's on a different level, dude. Like the amount of units that they can produce, the level of efficiency you need is crazy. We won't be able to be that kind of efficient until we have like a critical mass of healers or like global heal towers or something like that, keeping our health high. But we're being pretty damn efficient. I could like be a lot more efficient if I micromanaged my units and like pulled them back so the weak ones were at the back of the force, like. But that's also a lot of work, and I like to do this kind of masked up tank push style where I try to kite and play carefully and slowly whittle away the enemy. Let's snipe down their builder there so they can't keep constructing. Pull back slightly. Got a new group of tanks that we can put at the front. We have got the bonus from the Wisdom, slowing down the game while I try to get my tanks in order. Alright, perfect. We've got a really big mass of tanks. Precision strike on the enemy builder. And I think we should be able to push in now. I'm going to spam out my heal and regen. We're going to try to take out enemy unit production so we can outscale them. Okay, what is the most important? Kill that healer. Good stuff. Keep mass producing tanks. We're going to fall back slightly. And then we're going to keep the pressure up. I'm actually going to push... Oh, okay, they've got their reinforcements in, so... Let's try to fight their reinforcements. Those are scary units that do a lot of damage. Fire off our castle missiles all over the enemy base. Fall back a little bit as we, string the enemy out so we can take a more tactical fight. As we bombard them from above. Well, you can see how, even though this is a good unit, and we have some pretty good upgrades on it. Where's that sniper? There you are. Snipe that builder so they can't keep constructing. We've definitely hurt their economy pretty significantly. I am lacking some sort of healing, but I think I'm going to try to push left here because I think there's some more vulnerable bases to the left. Oh god, that's actually devastating what has just happened. I forgot to pick up this money. That'll help me remax. How's our crystal field? Okay, we're still harvesting like pretty decently from our crystal field. Let's drop the healing beacon thing. We're gonna chill back here a little bit. Oh shoot, I gotta delete this factory. I had a bunch of tanks that were trapped inside. I think the thing to do is to push up here on the left. There's a builder base here worth a bit of money. We're gonna try and push in slowly. Try to micro a little bit better. Cycling out the front units. I'm going to spam my heal and regen and deflect. Focus fire on this thing. It's going to be worth 1,000 crystals. Excellent. So slowly chipping away at the enemy bases will make it so that they'll just have less to work with. Okay, I'm going to slow down time. Look for things, kill the builder. Maybe I can take this out if I mass shoot it. We'll see. Not quite able to take it, but that's okay. I have a lot of minerals. Let's get another refinery. Start pushing forward. Kill the engineer charger. We need to kill their builder base so they can't keep building. They have a reinforcement coming in, that's okay. And there we go, success. We have managed to clean them up. Took us a little while. Our build is very slow, that is something I will readily admit, but I like it. Slick. Okay, so coming up on our first elite fight, there is a couple of double hack paths on the right, so anything from the shields to the right is usable for me. I can't hit a shop and a double hack, unfortunately, and I do have enough money to make that worth it. I think I'm going to go random blueprint. Artillery tank is useful because it does have really good range. The hack speeder is kind of interesting because it steals crystals. It's cool as a hit and run unit. Like if you build these early, you can do some work to get money. And you can double its attack range. Kind of use it as like a hit and run sniper early game. You can sit up behind your towers to provide fire support. Alternatively, I could just go for the basic artillery tank, which does have splash damage, and I could get up to 10 artillery tanks because I didn't go for any unit cap increases this time. I do like the idea that the artillery tank. It is a tank, it is armored, so it will get finely tuned. It has pretty light damage, but it does have splash. I'm really intrigued by this hack speeder though. I want to do the hack speeder. These guys are going to require so much micro to get value out of them. Like, they have to shoot. Like, a single one of these hack speeders, they do 6.6 damage, right? You divide their cost by this much damage. 6. They have to shoot like 40 times to pay for themselves. It is really cute, and you can probably farm obstacles. So this could be a way to like accelerate our income. I'm going to try that with the hack speeder. Never used it before. So the question is, do we want money drop money hack, or do we want money upgrade crystal hack? I kind of feel like crystals will help get us kick started, so I think I'm gonna go money upgrade. Plus 1 armor and 20% HP is very strong. Unfortunately, the hack speeder doesn't have any base armor. That would have been great on a tank. This is going to be a reroll here. I don't see anything. Let's see, shields charge 0.5 per second. The problem with shields is you have to be not taking damage to charge up faster. Cheaper building on precision artillery could be really good. We built 6 of these, so this would save us 300 money, basically getting one of the precision artilleries for free. Let's go for that. That saves us a little bit of cash. Then I'm going to go for start crystals, so we start each mission with more money. I'm going to go for a hack here. Units get plus 1% damage for every harvester is pretty good. I don't really want to do a spawn unit. Do I have a unit that's causing me to get spawns? You know what it is? It might be this Robo Recon. I don't have any spawns, do I? No, weird. I'll go for harvesters get move speed. It's so dumb because our harvesters don't move. I should have just re-rolled. I don't know why I took that one. I guess I took it out of the pool. We don't have to worry about it anymore. All right, let's start the mission. First things first, we're going to zoom out and think about how we want to set up our base. I think we're going to set up our base here. Right, core harvester. In terms of choke points, I do see another wisdom over there, so that's great. We are going to want to activate that. That gets us bonuses in between missions. In terms of positioning for where the enemy can get up into our base, there's a single choke point, which is here. And we have a ton of crystals that, like, we won't need to advance as far as I'm concerned, very far. So this feels like a good spot for the castle. Let's make sure we position our guys with as many nodes around them as possible. We'll move out our small force. It is a very small force, but it is capable of fighting off a very small number of units, which is good. There's also some crates and things that we can pick up. 500 star crystals is great. We'll be able to get our hack speeder factory going. These guys are basically snipers, and we can maybe farm some money with them. All right, we'll fire off a castle strike. We'll try to farm a little bit of cash with this guy. Remember, every time he shoots, he gets a little bit of money. Some of these enemies are melee, so we can very easily kite them. All right, got a lot of melee. That's a sniper. Do not get hit by him if you can avoid it. Snipers might be a problem. It'll be okay, I think. Let's get another hack speeder. See if we can't get this guy. Pull back, your shields are low. Good stuff. A little bit of money. Love it. Yeah, they're kind of cool. I like them. It's gonna be a problem though when the bigger enemy forces start coming. I think we can slip in here and kill these. The fact that they can shoot while moving gives them like a lot of utility. Like, particularly against these, like, melee units. Like, this is just me farming them. And even if they were to make it to me, like, what are they going to do? Explode on me? Like, bro, I have shields. And then, like, these enemies aren't very good at hitting fast-moving units. So you can, like, dance circles around them. And I'm basically just farming cash. Which feels pretty neat. And once they get veterancy, like, they become even scarier. So we're almost up to our cap of hack speeders. Let's get a second castle so we can start bombing more regularly. Bombing is a key part of my strat. Let's go kill this builder. Catch this little truck offline. Ooh, that was a machine gun truck. We need to be careful about those.
Down with the defects.
Micro is going to be important to keep these guys alive, because like a single, like it's like, you know, you lose a single one of them and you've just lost so much eco. Let's get our third castle, because enemy reinforcements will be coming soon and those are going to be difficult to deal with. Plus, oh, here we go. These are the kind of units we want to be fighting. These guys are very kiteable. They're melee. They won't be able to do anything to our shields. We can just farm them for money. The slowdown time, double check on our harvester, put you there. This does feel like a second harvester kind of game, so I might go for another factory. I'll save up for it. Let's give these guys some range. Try to get this enemy machine gun truck. Oh, see that? Like a single loss. That's so much money lost. All right, I'm going to get a second core refinery, and we'll start ramping up our eco. We ramp up our eco, we can get a lot more T0 tanks a lot quicker. I'm going to start getting my precision arty as well as part of the plan. Take out that enemy builder. They don't like it when you shoot their builders. It's one of the things that like really pisses off the AI. And we can see, oh, here we go. These guys are very kiteable. We can catch them. And this is worth it from a money point of view. Oh, don't get hit. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, like, we get 6 money every time we shoot them. Plus, we get 10 money for killing them. So, like, it's super worth it for us to do this. Plus, we're preventing them from realizing where our base is, because the AI hasn't actually scouted us. So they're kind of just operating on like, oh, we think they're over here. We can catch a few of these guys. Perfect. It's very satisfying to micro these guys, I gotta say. These guys feel very well designed to micro this. Let me slow down time so I can place some more precision artillery. That's all the precision artillery I can build. Oh yeah, don't get hit by that. I like that we can dance circles around them. Ooh, those are slowing missiles. Careful. Let's fall back, let you guys heal up a little. This has about 1,000 HP. So I'll do a couple of castle missile strikes on this. If we can kill this builder base, it will mean that they won't be able to generate more builders from this area and won't be able to keep expanding it. And then I'm going to artillery battery it at 2. Okay, so that's one engineer potentially dealt with. But the enemy seems to have a multiple... many bases here. But we found one of their patrol routes that we can kind of kite and intercept. Keep getting core harvesters, make sure they are getting into position, and then we can come back here to micro. Okay, I'm gonna go for extra range here. There are some enemies that are a little bit problematic. This machine gun truck is an issue. Do not let them build this. What is, yeah, they're getting, it looks like they're building another builder base, which would be really bad for us. It's okay. We've got them kind of under control. I'm gonna fall back to my defensive buildings. Okay. As far as I'm concerned, we've maxed out our eco, so now I can start dropping tier 1 tanks en masse. I'll need to clear out some of this. What is this? This is an armory. Gives all units +1 armor for a little bit. I think we can micro our way around. Clear this. How much health do you have? So it'll take a full round of arty to take out that turret. Oh! Ooh! Explosion. Yeah, we'd love to get up in here, but these guys are very fragile, so we need to play it carefully. Okay, I need you to clear out all these bushes. I immediately lost one because I like slightly out, like badly microed. Like, look at that. 2 shots from this guy kills them. They're so vulnerable. I mean, they are really fun to use. I will say that. Refinery too far. Oh, that's annoying. I need to build as many of these factories as I can. Position the 3 extra harvesters that I have. Start spamming out tier 0 tanks. Alright, cool. I'd say we've managed to completely conceal our base location from the enemy, so they haven't actually figured out where we are, which means they are not responding to us appropriately. They're just patrolling the map. Whoa! We're going to need range on this guy. But yeah, we're going to need to get a critical mass. We're going to need to get all of these T0 tank factories that we can and mass produce them. Let's use our hack speeders to position some castle fire here. Snipe down a few units for a little bit of extra money. Watch out for the actual snipers. Beautiful bombardment. Now this will trigger an attack for sure. Let's fall back to the range of the turrets. Let's put down a healing beacon. Here we go. Here they come. This is why we have the castles. Now we will make a lot of money from this. Alright, let's counter push. Alright, time to counter push. Perfect. Enemy wave of attack has been killed. Best time to attack is right after you get attacked. I'm going to use my precision artillery to take this guy out because he has a lot of health. Didn't quite get him. I definitely want to finish this off over here because there's a lot of money in this corner. So we're just going to push deep. Beautiful. Alright, that's one enemy base taken out, which is means slightly less units are coming at us, but the other bases are always constantly expanding, so we do need to be aware of that. And we have the kind of grit and power. I'm going to just mass use my heal ability on these guys to push. I'm going to try and push deep. There we go. Beautiful, get that money, keep producing. Then we're going to loop back around, trying to avoid direct confrontation. But that's another builder base taken down, which is another source of units that the enemy no longer has access to. But yeah, the masses of tanks. Watch out for those explosive trucks. I think I'm going to try to hit the bottom. I'm going to move my engineer to about here. I'm going to try to hit the bottom right corner maybe a little bit. Our bottom corner rather of the map. There is an ancient healing fountain there, which could be really good. Drop this little healing turret. Our reinforcements are getting cut off, so we need to kind of push up here. Plus we've got this overclocked unit. Overclocked units are really scary. You can see here they do a lot more damage, they attack a lot faster, and they have a lot more health, basically double. Alright, there we go, taken out. I'm going to try stop building these hack speeders because, well, they're useful because they do apply a slow. Alright, let's get healing. We're going to try to hit this fortress. The reason that we do the run by, the idea is that the more units I have in range, the more they're shooting. Alright, there's a base with 1,000 minerals claimed. And we've managed to clear out the enemy from another sector of the map. And we have tons of money. Like, we're so good on money. So we can sustain this for a very long time. This level of unit production. Let's go see if we can't take this out. So next up, we're going to start wanting to nibble away at the edges of the enemy base. I'm going to drop triple castle strikes here, and then we'll kind of see where we stand in terms of do these buildings survive the triple castle strike. Let me just arty this down really quick. Beautiful. Precision artillery is probably going to be way more useful at killing enemy artillery to keep our castles safe later on in the game if we're ever up against deployable enemy artillery, which is a thing that can happen. But yeah, I think these hack speeders are still pretty good utility because they do they're fast, they're expensive, and they provide a little bit of crowd control in the form of slow. I don't know if we want to try to take on the enemy core straight away because tier 0 tanks just aren't that strong. I'm going to spam the regen ability, keep ourselves healthy, and I might try to nibble away at another aspect. Plus there's the wisdom over here that is worth it, in my opinion, to get control of. It'll take a while to build it up, but I'll leave my speeders on that while the rest of my units go forward. Try to keep nibbling away at the enemy base. I love precision artillery, like I can just delete an enemy unit. There's something really satisfying about this. I should also really be using it to take these out. These tacticons, like those are the things that can make the mission really difficult because they call in off-map reinforcements and not necessarily the kind of reinforcements that the enemy would normally be able to build, like this ammo tank, which is a very scary unit because it just does a lot of damage, attacks really fast, has pretty low range, but is like really good at killing the kind of units that I have, which are kind of low health spammy units. Okay, I'm not going to try to finish the enemy off until we've captured this wisdom. Again, that does give us an extra reward on the next mission track. If you see here, Ancient Archive rewards patience, unlocks more stages on the next reward map, which is the in-between mission reward stage. Okay, I'm going to try to get an arc on these guys. See how quickly he's deleting units? But yeah, trying to get superiority is the way. Yeah, but this kind of build, you gotta go to max troops. We don't have the kind of units that can get active early, so we need to turtle and then hit them hard. All right, Wisdom is complete. Let's go. And we should be able to go do some work. I'm going to fire off my castles. I'll use my artillery to finish off the builder building because that is one of the strongest defensive units in the sense that it has a lot of guns. And here comes to deploy the big old damage. All right, we clear out all the enemy forces. That'll disable the shield on the enemy core extractor. And then we can take out the core extractor, taking out the first enemy elite. 1 of 3. 3 of 9 missions. So I like the idea of the extra splash area of building attacks and skills. This would also give us a castle roof launcher. I do also like the idea of stalwart because this would give the castle a healing beam. Faster attack cooldown. The splash area of building attacks is really good for the actual castle skill. So I'm going to go for size matters to be able to do a lot of splash damage. Then we're going to kind of look at the situation here. There's 2 double hack paths. There's a hack path here. This diamond is a hack path, and then this kind of diamond is a hack path. We have enough money to make going to a shop worth it. I'm worried that my T0 tanks will start falling off, but I'm going to go for a random blueprint here to see if we can find... Ooh, I've never seen the Exeter beam cruiser. It's a sniper. It doesn't have insane range. Ooh, reduces attack cooldown by 1% per hit on targets. I've never used this before. I don't know if I've never used the Robo MG bot either. And it looks super fun. I'm going to go for the Exeter beam cruiser because I've never used it before. It looks like a fun unit. It's like a sniper beamer that gets faster. Let's pick up the hack. Extra move speed and sight range on the engineer is always really useful. I think I'm going to go for coins and then hit up the shop. We do have rerolls that we can use to refill the shop. Dropping T0 tanks, cool. Veterancy, getting ranger turrets is cool. Reducing the cost of turrets, this would make our castles cheaper, I believe. So I'm gonna pick that up. 25% max HP on buildings just seems useful. Consume death on castles is ridiculous because it just makes them basically impenetrable. Battered is also super good on units that you have a lot of, but I think what I'm going to go for here is consume death on my castles. This will make them basically invulnerable as long as they're like killing small little units. I'm going to get the extra HP on my buildings maybe. Yeah, I'll go for the extra HP on my buildings. And then I'll just grab a full heal because this can be like I need to like get my units up and it'll allow me to do a push. Then we'll grab another hack. Emergency shields is fantastic. Basically, when your units are about to die, they just spawn like at 25% HP. They're able to take 3 extra hits from any source. Boom. Right, let's grab an upgrade. A kill will fully charge the shield. Crit chance against slow targets would be crazy on this hack speeder because the crit will give money and they apply slow, so I'll grab that. It means the hack speeder becomes like a real sort of interesting combo where they like self-scale, they provide eco, etc. All right, let's jump in. We'll drop our core refinery here. Start exploring. Yeah, there's a lot of enemy bases very far forward. I'm going to send my units to go hit that wisdom. Let's make sure we get our core harvesters on position. Let's start recruiting core harvesters. There is a money crate over here. I'm going to quickly grab that. And then I'll tap the vision tower as well, the observatory. We don't have a really clean place to put our castles, but my instinct is saying like here-ish. Shooting uphill sucks. I think I might sit them a little bit further back. The thing about being here is low range units will be able to shoot from the high ground, so maybe I want to pull back slightly to like there. All right, we have our first castle. Let's start getting our hack speeders out. I'll get both my hack speeder factories. Good job. And you're already doing work. Zip around. Ooh, look at that. Builders. We can catch these guys. Give ourselves some range. Killing enemy builders is like super useful. Enemies are deflecting damage uphill. You do have a 25% chance to miss shooting uphill, so that's worth considering. I do want to catch these guys though. Zip back and forth. Crit chance is super good. Okay, we got the ancient reward. Fall back. Beautiful, getting those beautiful kills. You guys don't do that much in terms of damage. But remember that damage does get converted into money. And like if we really wanted to farm with these guys, I'm pretty sure we could just get them to shoot like these rocks. Oh, beautiful. The enemy does have some melee on this map. Makes me happy. Keep deploying our core extractors. I think I'm going to have to push this area first. Let me see if I can drop a bombshell on this castle. I'm going to have to get another castle after using that though, because I fully suspect the enemy to do naughty things to my base. Perfect. Killed an enemy builder, which would be really annoying. We can chip away at this to farm money. Okay, we do have a big spider shield tank coming in. What is this? An overseer. So yeah, we're going to want to fall back to the range of the turret, and we're probably going to want to place another castle. It's doing really good work. I'll put another castle right there. Alright, got another harvester. This is probably going to be a low eco mission because I don't have an easy second refinery. I could, in theory, try to stealth eco because my harvesters are stealthed, but that can be scary. Like it's a big investment that could get discovered. Alright, let's try to play around this edge here. We have good range. Mostly just trying to get like a little bit of harassment in. Just picking off whatever we can and trying not to get anything killed. I think I've got all my little hack cruisers. I'm curious about this beam cruiser thing, but I do think I want my third castle. I'm going to go triple castle strike here to try and kill this builder base. Probably be worth it to let them finish it, but it's whatever. Big kills. Makes me happy. Ooh, don't get hit. Don't let them hit you. Beautiful. Now I want to get my precision artillery up. I can use this to finish off certain enemy buildings and constructions and things. Like, for example, this builder and this builder. And then this construction. Ooh, don't die. Get nestle in right there. Ooh. There we go. That's what we love to see. Enemies having a bad time. Make sure we get all our precision artillery down. I'm going to go for the Exciter Beam Cruiser. I'm kind of intrigued by this unit. I think it's a cool unit conceptually. Okay, we do have some enemy artillery. You can see that big explosion. We are going to need our things that I talked about. Let me just go ahead and farm this for money, right? I think this works. How many of these can I build? I can build up to 10 Exciter Beam Cruisers, which is very exciting. These are nice specialist units. Oh, I have a couple of core harvesters. I do think taking out the healing spires are worth it. You don't let this guy fool ya. Got some exposed builders. Get him. Got some sort of artillery firing at us. We do need to be careful about that and micro around it. Nice slow chill build. Yeah, don't get caught. There's no reason to get caught. Oh, here we go. This is an exact application of the precision artillery. Boom. Enemy artillery taken out. Alright, enemy reinforcements are incoming, so expect a big attack wave coming. I'm still producing my Exciter beam trucks. Now, I know they don't have that much range, but I am curious. Like, their range is like, okay. What's the range on this thing? The range on the CF3 is 4.5. Oh, buddy. I kind of like this. Lasering. Can micromanage our way through the enemy forces. I'm worried about this missile truck. Oh, oh. enemy. Yeah, if that artillery shot hits our trucks, they're dead. So we are going to have to actively micro. I definitely want to push this sector here early because there's 2 crystal fields on top of each other. I think that does make sense. Let me use my hack speeders to get vision range of the enemy RT. Where are you? Not showing. Let me just kill this then. So that's less reinforcements we'll have to deal with. Snipe that bad boy. Stop him from doing naughty things to my base. Oh yeah, we laser this base. Can we kill this guy from range? No, he's going to do damage to us. But the shield trigger did help us. These little laser trucks are pretty good, I'm going to be honest with you. They're like good at shredding the base. They attack faster. Oh no, they're getting stuck though. The shield does keep them alive. That's something I do like. Yeah, I think these are good support units, but I think the mainstay of my army is still going to be the T0 tank. A lot of enemy reinforcements coming in, so I'll start building up my T0 tank forces. But you can see these castles with extra range are just so good. I am going to push here just so that we have the option of getting more money if these crystal fields deplete. It'd be good to get control over them. Attack move into this sector of the enemy base. What is the attack range on this PCX base? 7.6, so pretty good range on it. We won't be able to kill that without like a frontal assault. As far as I'm concerned, I have a ton of money. I should be building more of these T0 tank factories. Alright, enemy forces are building up to scary levels. So we are going to need to be ready to deal with that. But we are also building up our forces quite a bit. And we have laser fire support now. So we're not relying on getting directly into the enemy's face with all of our tier 0 tanks. Like we have long range DPS. In particular, what's really useful about that long range DPS is that it will scale against high health targets like buildings. I think I'm going to use my castles to try to clear this. Right, so we should have a big set of explosions coming in. And now I think I can push the high ground in the center. I think going up that ramp was a mistake, so I'm going to not do that again. Fall back, get some healing in. Then we're going to push a little bit more this way. I think my castles can hold, so I don't need to worry about anything. I will deploy some artillery on this. We can get it down to pretty low health. Ooh, watch out. My little exciter laser trucks are doing work. We're getting shredded over here on the right side, which I don't like. Let's head back. It's okay. Those tier 0 tanks, they exist to die. I'll do a heal drop. That'll get them back to full, and I'll be able to continue to push. A lot of my exciter trucks are starting to reach veterancy levels, which means they're going to start doing more. Okay, there's an enemy RT over here. We don't want to be taking hits from that RT for free. The laser trucks are doing work. We're trying to cover them. Enemy reinforcements are coming, so expect a counterattack here in a moment. Let's see if we can't fall out. I do like these laser trucks. I like what they do. I'll drop a couple castle strikes over here. The laser trucks are providing like really important fire support. We've got some explosions happening. Maybe we can make sure this building dies with an artillery strike. Oh, come on. It deflected it because it was on a high ground. Yeah, believe it or not, that's a thing. You could deflect things because you're on a high ground. We just take this out. Let me use some RT to help. Perfect, and I want to pick up its money. So we have the option of expanding. I don't think we need to, but if we do run out of momentum, we do have crystal fields we can secure, which I think is great. I'm going to try to push up now. I think we've managed to thin out the enemy forces, and now they're going to be... Ooh, watch out, don't get hit by that. It's a lot of damage, that's okay. We might lose some units to this sniper, but we're going to have to take him out. He just got veteran C. That's okay. Let's fall back a little bit up here. The turrets holding the line really nicely against those PCX reinforcements. Pull you guys back. Ooh, we're getting hit by multi-snipers from Fog of War. Let's get out of here if we can. We don't have the vision to counter-strike. Annoying and or scary. Here we go, we can counter-strike this guy now. Boom, counter battery fire activated. Makes me happy. There's another one that we need to get closer to. Let me grab my hack speeders. They'll get me vision, so I can use my support weapons to take out those enemy snipers. Big groups of enemies coming over there, that's fine. Mashing my healing button so that all my tanks get healed up. I think we can take a little fight here. Drop some castle strikes and some artillery on that builder base. Here comes castle strikes, beautiful. Let's see if we can't push through, kill this tree so we can get through. We're losing a lot of units, that's okay. This is where a reclaimer would be amazing if we could reclaim some of the money from these T0 tanks getting wrecked. Let's make sure we counter battery fire that guy over here to make sure he dies because he's besieging us. Alright, we've lost a lot of dudes, but we have managed to grab the high ground. Which any Star Wars fan knows. You don't fight into a high ground. Alright, we do have vision. Don't get shot, don't get hit. Okay, we managed to kill him before his shot landed. Thankfully. Projectiles do require a source to be still alive, at least some of them. Okay, that's bad. Let's push this set aside. Alright, we're taking out these overseers. There are some reinforcements. Oh, that's a painful death. Burning a lot of crystals in these fights. I may have to save up for an overseer and get another crystal field. Sorry, not an overseer, a core refinery. Big attack coming here. I think my castles can handle this. Yeah, okay, my castles have got it. Our economy is stalling. So I'm going to stop recruiting units for a bit. Get myself a new core refinery. I could just move harvesters from over here, but I still think it's worth it to keep them here nice and safe. But I'm going to be mostly pushing from this north side now. Let's make sure we get the core harvesters going. They are stealthed. And we have dealt with a significant amount of the enemy forces. There's a lot of trees here that are causing issues for pathing, so I need to take out as many of them as I can. Just waiting for a few more core harvesters to come in. There's a crystalline bear there. There's lots of crystals. We haven't run out of money, and we have significantly reduced the enemy's capability of fighting. Because the enemy does so much damage that they can burn through our troops really quickly. Okay, we've got an enemy sniper here that we're going to shoot. That's a big arty strike that he just got on us. A lot of my troops are hurt. Pull back for a moment. Don't get hit by this. Okay, we dodged it. Alright, a lot of this crystal field has depleted. I'll take some of these core harvesters off. We can maybe get a hold of this crystal field as well. But we now have the kind of money that we can actually do stuff with. Our income was stalling out, which meant that I wasn't able to produce enough units to sustain the losses I was taking. But now, that's no longer a problem. There is also this ancient tower here that we could try to take control of. It's only 300 money per minute. Still pretty good, I guess. Oh, watch out. We need to get vision of this guy. Okay, he should have an artillery strike coming in on him. Boom, that's him dealt with. There are enemy reinforcements coming, which is a bit of a problem. Let me go ahead and drop some castle strikes in this area. We could maybe kill the pod. If we kill it fast enough, maybe stop it. No, okay, we weren't able to stop it. We just go all in with the castle strikes coming. And we're going to try to generally push into the enemy. Okay, there's some kind of sniper just struck us, so we do need to fall back a little bit. Oh, two enemy arty are firing at us. Let's see if we can't take out these. Maybe try to bait them into coming more forward. God, those arty are very, very painful to get hit by. I'm wondering if we can push forward now to catch them while they were moving. We have revealed the enemy, like the main building that we want to get. Dodge that attack. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? There he is. Artillery strike counter him. That should be him dead. Perfect. That precision artillery is coming in super handy to deal with enemy artillery. I will give it a lot of credit for that. Beautiful. We're shredding down the enemy base. These little laser trucks doing work. And that's the enemy base dealt with. I will say this, it's a lot harder on this difficulty. It requires me to play a lot more carefully. It is a lot of fun though. There's something really satisfying about it. It's just like really, really fun. Okay, economy support. I really feel like we need to re-roll here because we need the reclaimer. We need that thing that gives us money back because we've just been cycling out our units like crazy. There is a double hack left path here, although that does require a shop. I could go double upgrade instead. There's not really much. I mean, range on the Exeter beam cruiser is not terrible. There's not a lot of upgrades. I might be better off going for hacks. I will have some money, and I guess some money in a shop isn't the worst. Sight range plus 5 cells is cool. Harvest rate 20% on core harvesters. This is worth it. This will really improve our eco scaling. Let's grab an upgrade. Death while robust, 30% chance to respawn. That would have been insane on the tier 0 tank with the robust skill set. Dealing damage also discharges target MP. That could be that would have been insane for the precision artillery to suppress things. Beam cruiser, that could do a lot. Attack and skill damage. I mean, damage on the hack speeder just means more money from it, right? Especially because that could scale off crit. Bigger area effect on skills is really good. Critical attack chance on snipers. We do have the Exciter Beam Cruiser, which is a sniper. Vehicle move speed isn't bad. My vehicles are already pretty fast. Area of effect on skills would really only help with my castle thing here, which already has like an area effect upgrade, which isn't bad. Isn't bad. Area effect, we could get bigger. Bigger is better. Do I want... Engineer passive healing is cool. The crit chance on this means that those Exciter cruisers will punch through armor like crazy though. Unit production reduction. I don't love any of these, so I'm going to re-roll. Harvester factory is helping our eco. That could be really good. Oh, recycling. So this is actually, in my opinion, the most overpowered way to play, which is if you go for the reclaimers plus recycling, we get 50% of our money back from our units dying, which is just so powerful. So while I love the idea of a faster eco, this is honestly better because think of how quickly our units are cycling out. All right, let's go ahead and take the 5th fight. All right, we're gonna slow down time while we think. We'll drop a core refinery. We do have a ancient watchtower all the way over here. We have a lot of bases really close to us. I could drop a castle in range, or just like just out of range. It would be nice to control these crystal fields. I'll drop a castle right here, I think, to try to get control of those crystal fields. I'll drop my 2 hack speeders. Make sure we deploy all of these guys. And then I'm going to drop a castle explosion on top of these guys to try to bait them in to fight me. Nice and early. If we could clear this early, it would be super powerful. Super great for us. Well, we did kill something. Maybe I can use my hack speeder to bait in these melee units. They are melee. And the castle can finish them off, which is perfect. Oh, no, 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 no. Split second of micromanagement can get you killed, man. I do like that my castles are doing their job. Makes me very happy. Get absolutely destroyed. Remember, every unit that we kill is worth 10 crystals. So baiting the enemy to come attack us like this is a really big win. Alright, let's get ourselves another hack speeder factory so we can get these guys. They're decent support units. The slow can make a bit of a difference. Alright, our castle is under attack. We do have an arty. Let's drop a precision artillery so we can start counterattacking. This is their siege armor. Very scary unit. But we do have, thankfully, the counter. Which is precision artillery. Very, very useful. Drop another castle strike on this area. Might be able to kill this builder base before they can really build it up. Come on. It's 1,000 money sitting on the ground now. Maybe we can slip in and grab it. Give me that money. Give me that money. Alright, perfect. That's 1,000 money. Right off the bat, these hack speeders have, I wouldn't say paid for themselves, but they've definitely done a lot of work towards it. I'm going to queue up a bunch of attacks on obstacles. The idea being that these guys make money from attacking things and obstacles count as enemies for most things in the game. I'm going to put a castle right here. Try to cover like an arc. Top right corner. Top middle corner, I guess. It'll also let me drop more castle strikes, which makes me happy. And now I kind of consider these crystal fields secure because my harvesters are invisible. And I feel safe enough now to go to a second refinery. I think that is an entirely possible thing for me. And we can use our hack speeders to get some money out of these missile buggy factories. All the critical damage. Alright, I'll get another core refinery. I'm going to put it right here, because it acts as an area from which we can expand. Oh yeah, lovely. We have triggered all of the enemy melee units to come for us. This unit is so good at kiting melee. Now, I think we want to mass produce harvesters. I think we have a pretty defensible location. We can always drop another factory castle if we need to. Chase this guy down.
Destroy them.
Don't let him get you, though. He's like shield shredder galore. Not quite able to kill him. These guys aren't quite strong enough. They are good at certain things. Mostly at kiting melee and farming obstacles for money. Looks like there's some kind of units. Okay, yeah, mostly light stuff. I like that I have a unit that I can micro to improve my economy. That's something I'm quite enjoying, actually. Okay, let me see. What do we have? Core harvesters in position. Beautiful. The missile buggy is a scary unit. But once we catch it, it holds no fear. Attack this. This is worth money. Right, so I'm going to drop both my refineries. I'm going to drop all my precision artillery. I'm going to get my third castle to protect this angle. We've got like an arc of castles now. They overlap each other slightly, so they will provide assistance. And now we can begin mass producing tier 0 tanks. Probably we'll get the Exciter beam cruisers up first. Okay, there we go. Exciter cruiser factory. Enemy are gearing up for attacks. We do need to keep that in mind. First Exciter beam cruiser location is open. We have the reclaimers running, so any units that die we will get a refund on. We're going to get a big refund, which is going to allow us to start stacking up crazy amounts of sustained unit. Let me use these guys to try and get some scouting info. We could probably take this out with some castle strikes. Right, triple castle strike, I think, just to kill the builder. Because that's the thing that expands the base, so if we can slow down the enemy ability to produce units by preventing them from producing more factories that produce units. Beautiful. What the hell is this? Shield expander? Let's take that out with our precision artillery strike. We might be able to... Oh! Alright, we're critting this. Oh, careful, careful! Let's drop a healing beacon for my hack cruisers. And get my core harvesters into position. Alright, let's queue up all our core, our exciter doodads. And then let's start getting our T0 tank factories. Perfect. Bait in some of these melee units. And steal some money from them. Ooh. Castle is doing work for us. Yeah, let's get some more T0 tank factories. I think that's all my T0 tank factories built now. We should be able to start mass producing tanks for the big push. We should start to see more regular attacks coming from the enemy, but we're waiting for our population to hit the capacity. I'm feeling pretty good about our positioning. We have our support weaponry online. I don't see any... Okay, here's some PCX reinforcements. I don't necessarily see this as a really scary thing. We can use some arty strikes to soften up some of these stronger units. Blink my core harvesters away because they got discovered on that field. The good news is this thing is basically invincible, because every time it kills something, it should heal 25% of its health. Oh, does it heal 25% of the health of the thing that it killed? Did I misinterpret this? Oh, enemy max HP. Okay, I thought it was its own max HP, which would have been completely bonkers broken. Still pretty good. Let's snipe these two enemy arties who are... Oh, you were kind of bigger and stronger than I expected. Right, that's him dealt with. Alright, we have a really big army. We can push. We're only missing like 20 tanks or whatever. Would love like a global passive healing solution, because I misinterpreted how that castle ability worked. It's still pretty damn good, but not quite what I was expecting. There we go, kill this guy. Very open map, good for micromanaging. Just pull you guys out a little bit. Yeah, looks like we haven't actually found the enemy base. Oh, we found like a back route to their main, which is not what I was trying to do. Yeah, it just looks like a back route to their main base. Fall back slightly. Well, we can't really fall back with the Exciter beam trucks because they'll get wrecked if we fall back. They're not very mobile. Yeah, call this a medium victory, but again, oh yeah, we have Reclaimer. What am I saying? This is a total victory. We get half the money back when we lose units. And we get money from fighting. Like, never mind. This is just pure victory. Oh, we found the enemy main by accident. We found the back route. Not what we were planning on doing, but I will take it. There's an enemy artillery here. Let's try to snipe it. Yeah, our front line is cycling out a little bit too quickly for the exciters. Let's see if we can't focus fire on the enemy main. Try to finish it before they can stop us, and that's a wrap. Enemy defeated. That felt a lot cleaner than previous runs. Alright, support building. Heavy rocket launcher. Big area damage. I like it. Lightning tower, also really cool. Quite a long-ranged tower. I could re-roll. I'm a big fan of the heavy rocket launcher. This would allow us to pretty regularly pound enemy bases into submission. The lightning tower is interesting because we could also give enemy factories permanent slow, halving their production rate. But I think the heavy rocket launcher, this huge area, would give us insane enemy base destruction potential. Now, the lightning tower would provide us with really long range damage on the enemy, and would give us a really, really good tower to support our castles, while also giving us a global map strike. So, Matt, I think I have to go for the lightning tower here because I'm a little bit worried about the enemy breaking our defenses. They almost broke them last run. I like the idea of a drop, and then an upgrade, and then a hack and an upgrade maybe. So I'm going to go pick up a drop. We got a missile field, that's fine. +1 armor, 20% HP. Isn't bad on a lightning tower, honestly. Skill also spawns a spider creeper. Not the greatest. This is re-rollable in my opinion. Influential factory would have been great on the T0 tank. Attack and skill damage on the precision artillery isn't bad. It's another 25 damage. Or we could just get the exciter cruiser like more damage. I think that's fine. Let's pick up another hack. Enemies a bit slower, even slower. Every harvester factory will add extra harvester crystal rate. That's actually so good. Attack cooldown minus 20%. 10% chance on hit to spawn a spider creeper could be hilarious on the Exeter beam cruisers, because this would, they attack so quickly that could be really annoying, like eating up enemy attacks. So I think that might be worth it. Yeah, I think my build is coming together. I'm a little bit sad I don't have another unit. I will get another opportunity to recruit a unit. All right, okay, we have a base immediately in our vicinity. So let's kind of check the area. I'll put the core refinery right there. Let me go scouting. Yeah, look, we got one of these sneaky back corner bases. We're going to need to deal with that. Let me position my harvesters, and then the castle right here covers this angle and this angle. If I had some kind of proper artillery, it would be great. The only thing I have is the precision arty. I could put a lightning tower in range. Won't be enough. Maybe early beam cruisers as a play here. So let me drop a castle strike and a missile field. See if I can't make use of these beam cruisers. Yeah, they get really slow after attacking, which is kind of interesting. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough. Don't let that builder out, because he'll go build another base. Maybe if we're positioned here, we can kind of hit him from this sneaky angle. I am going to need another castle to cover this angle. I'll put the castle right here. Now let's drop another castle strike on these guys. Oh, that's scary. I'm gonna drop a meteor strike on this. And drop a full heal. Alright. Bought ourselves some time. For the second castle. This is what I'm talking about. Things get scary, man. When you aggro them early, they do not like it. My castles are doing overtime, and enemy drills are not getting through, thankfully. Beautiful. It's really helping my economy, actually, surprisingly. What's the range on these? 10.9, okay. Good. You know what? Let's go for the double exciter beam truck build. Try to clear this, because if a PCX reinforcement comes from the back line, I would be really, really upset. Can you guys shoot this without being shot? No. Not quite. I'll fire some missiles at it. Let's grab let's grab my precision artillery so we can start clearing this out. Oh, actually, we could take out this laser cannon turret, I think. I don't know if it has too much range. It might be just too long range. No, we can get it. Perfect. And then we can go grab this money, and we have another place we can build a refinery. Another field. That makes me happy. Do we have any crystals around? We do have this. It's not a crystal. Core refinery in the corner. We are holding off this corner of stuff. The tunnelers are about to trigger again, which is a problem. We'll need to be ready to respond to that. Alright, they're coming up here from this direction. So I'll have the Exciter cruisers behind to provide fire support for whatever comes in too close. Beautiful. Good kills, good kills, good kills. We're holding. Not too worried just yet. Getting all my core refiners up. Oh. Alright, perfect. I think we've stabilized until the next PCX reinforcement comes in. I don't know if we need to build the hack speeders. They're pretty expensive. They're pretty good. Sandstorm is a problem, but not the end of the world. Yeah, we're still trying to max out our harvesters, so I'm not worried about that. I need another type of unit. The hack speeder is cool, but it just doesn't have the range to be super usable in my opinion, because I don't have that many range upgrades, and the enemies, like if you look at this CF05, like it has like 40%, 20% more range than it would normally have, so just like the hack speeder just isn't as good as it used to be, like relatively speaking. And I don't think the upgrades I got for it were particularly amazing. Yeah, they're okay. Like if I find myself in a situation where I have like too many minerals, then I might start picking it up. I'm going very slow, defensive, careful build. We've got a sandstorm. We do have a wisdom that we need to take care of. This thing over here will give us extra rewards, meta progression, or well, meta progression, like in our run. And okay, from what I'm seeing, it might be safe to start investing into tier 0 tank factories. Kind of create a wall here on this side so enemies can't flank. I want to do something similar on this side. Block off choke points so there's only one real path through. But then also the planted turrets that come with my factories will provide combat assistance. Before we actually really engage in much battle, we are going to want to get our reclaimers up. Haven't needed to use my lightning towers. Been able to hold pretty cleanly. Alright, let's get harvesters into position. We're not building anymore. We're at max harvesting capacity. Would be good to make sure that we have our support artillery in position. So I'll start making my precision arty. Oh, hello. Then I'm going to start mass producing tier 0 tanks. I think I'm going to push up this side first. Although this side looks quieter, it could be more pushable. I've got no idle harvesters. I'm missing one T0 factory. I've got my artillery batteries. So like, if I wanted to, I could mass strike this thing. It wouldn't quite kill it, but with a smidge more damage, we could maybe have done that more, you know. Just trying to build up our tank numbers. I think it's probably good now to get a couple of lightning towers to provide combat assistance. Plus they also count, they provide a well, I call it off-map support, but they provide support strikes. In fact, I could probably use them to finish this thing off. And I can. Perfect. So that'll be less tunnelers that we have to deal with. Now the enemy is expanding their base. That's something we need to be aware of. This whole time they're expanding while we're expanding. So we're going to want to think about that. I do like that we have those little spiderlings running forward, eating enemy attacks. That makes me very happy. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference, but it will be helpful. Looks like there wasn't much of a base here. So I'm just attack moving in. Seems to be having some decent returns on effort. Hoping I find an enemy base to the northeast. Now that we have our nice big old critical mass. Looks like we have. Let's drop our castle strikes. Pull back just for a moment, and now we go. And the castle strikes will land right about the time that we hit. We have started to deplete some crystal fields. That's okay. Pushing through. Pushing through it. Good, 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 good. Nice, 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 nice. Sounds like we've got something coming in behind us here. Kind of holding this arc. We did kill an enemy base, which is a big victory. That's not to be ignored. And because of our level of ability to reclaim our units, we basically have infinite eco now. So we just have to keep our factories churning. Okay, there's a sandstorm coming. I think I'm going to chill for a bit. I'm going to make some lightning towers to assist here. Again, they can be used to provide support strikes as well. And now that I have like infinite money, I might add a few I might add a couple of these hack speeders just to add more unit types, add more mass. But like if you look at the mini map, you'll see there's enemy units everywhere. I think I might want to push this base here because it's starting to be a bit of a problem. So I'm going to start moving over here in preparation for that. Yeah, we've depleted the map of a significant amount of resources, but there's still a lot there for us to extract. Oh hey, don't let this activate. Destroy this. Lightning strikes. Precision artillery that thing. And now we can push in. We want to give slow to anything that shoots. because that means they won't effectively kill as many units. Here comes the big push. Push, 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 push. Yeah, perfect. Cleaning a lot of crystal fields. There's a lot of enemies coming in, but I think we're okay. Okay, actually, this is huge. Let me lightning strike this twice to prevent it from activating. I'll lightning strike you. If I don't know, I don't have it. Okay. So it turns out this is actually a dead end, which means it's safe for us to grab some core harvesters off the fields that are depleting and move them over here. Lightning strikes, doing well. But yeah, we have essentially infinite eco now because we very efficiently extract crystals with our core harvesters. They're able to extract double the normal amount of crystals because they're very slow and efficient in terms of harvesting. Like, they don't damage the crystal fields as fast as other harvesters, but they're very slow. And now the fact that we have recycling means that when our units die, we get most of the money back. We get 50% of the money back because we have the recycling plus the reclaimer, the building. So I want to say that we're in like a very comfortable position in terms of our build. There's a few things that we would like. We would like more unit stats if we could get them. We get a factory glitch drop. That could actually be really useful early game. If I were to drop like this, it lets me print what, 10 factories times 2, 20 tier 0 tanks really early into a mission. That could be very useful for the final mission, which is crazy hard. We definitely want to go try to get that wisdom. Let's see if we can. Oh, there's a base here. The sandstorm makes things a little bit harder. Screw it, I'm going to go in. Yeah, we have the critical mass we need to be able to push bases. What is this thing that we destroyed? I don't know, it looked crazy. I definitely want to take out this corner, unless it's the enemy main, and I don't know if I want to take it out. Because I want to hit that wisdom for the extra rewards in between missions. I'm going to push forward because it's a choke point to get as many units in the fight, and then I'll attack move. Alright, beautiful. Now I'm going to attack towards this wisdom. The Exciter laser truck is decent. I wouldn't say it's great. I don't like that the spiderling that it spawns when it appears on its location, but I want to say it's been doing some decent work. Be interested to see like what the DPS stats would be. This ancient tree should actually heal us up, but the engineer has to be there to activate it, which is kind of annoying. All right, sick. We've got an enemy base that we can take out to keep mass producing units. I'll activate the regen. I wish there was a way to tell all the units to activate all their abilities. Like if sometimes the game wants you to like just press a button once and all the units will use it. Sometimes it wants you to spam the button. I wish I had more control over that aspect of gameplay. All right, let's go grab this wisdom. I'm gonna chill here on the wisdom for a while. Look at that money, dude. 14,000. Kind of insane, actually. All right, the wisdom will take a moment. Just gonna chill here while we fill this up. All right, we're at 75 out of 90. Progress is happening. Once we have this, we can attack up. I assume their enemy main is up here somewhere in the Fog of War. Alright, we got the wisdom. Let's go. Big enemy forces. Let's lightning strike. Okay, there's something in the Fog of War. Okay, we can't push right now. Well, we'll lose a lot of tanks, but we can push. But we just need to get up close enough to this thing that we can see it, and then I can lightning strike it down. Lightning strike it, precision artillery fire, and lightning strike it, and it's gone. Right, that thing was a big problem. It killed so many tanks so quickly. Now I feel like I can push. Let me drop some castle missile fires. And there's the enemy core harvester. This bad boy right here, the core extractor. That's what we're here to kill. Enemy reinforcements are incoming, which is a problem. That could slow our push, because those reinforcements tend to be quite powerful. There they are. They will be a problem. But I have a huge reinforcement wave coming from over here, so that's good. Sandstorm is over. We're cleaning up this. Yeah, my little laser cruisers. Doing such a good job. I gotta say, I often have a big smile on my face when I play this game. Like, I really like this game. Alright, sick. That is another enemy defeated. So now we get to choose another special attack. Targets hit by the castle deal less damage. If they're hit by an active effect, this ability lasts longer. This will allow our castle to attack faster. When a turret is destroyed, it gets +2 armor on buildings in sight, or buildings get 40% skill damage. 40% skill damage is like kind of crazy considering we have 1, 2, 3 buildings that do building skill damage. This is really good for defending. Attack cooldown and lowering enemy damage. Like, this makes the castle really hard to break. I mean, as tempting as this extra skill damage is, I really feel like the ability for the castle to be able to hold longer is more useful. This is going to be the last blueprint I get access to. No, second last, sorry. So I need to think carefully about what I really need. I would love to hit double hack. I don't have the kind of time to make a fire build activate. I do have some bonuses towards snipers and slows, right? Let me see here. Armor is not bad. Yeah, I think I wouldn't mind a unit with a splash attack. Being able to hit 2 hacks would be good. So let's go for splash attack. Okay, tier 3 tank. Ooh, support artillery. So this actually has only a 20 energy cost. 1.7 attacks per second. Big AoE. Decent damage. 30 seconds of support artillery is pretty good. The tank would be cool. We could get up to 24 of these T3 tanks. They're big and chunky, and this could be a really good unit to carry us into the late game. It has a big splash attack. It has a decent alpha. Low range. The question of, do we want to lean more into our support artillery, or do we want to lean more into... We could go for a multi-grenade van. I think right now, the T0 tank is doing really well for us, but it could fall off hard. I just think the support artillery would be more fun, but I'm worried about... I know for a fact that certain missions, enemies have ways to attack your support buildings, and we don't have a way to protect them. We don't have a way to, like, heal, like, shield them. If we had a way to apply shields to them to prevent them from getting nuked, that would be sick, but we don't have that, so I'm a little bit worried about this, but this would be super good. The one thing I don't like about this support artillery is that this skill size is pretty small. Like, if we consider the size of the castle is bigger, and I do have a lot of single target abilities. I kind of need AoE. I'll go for the support artillery. It's a lot of fun. Bigger radius could be super good on this. So now it's 3.9. That's a much bigger radius. Let's go for a hack. I don't need the beam spirits. When a unit dies, it adds 5% of its max HP to 2 allied units in sight. You know what this could do? Because the Exciter beam cruisers are always sitting at the back, this could lead to them becoming really hard for the enemies to kill. Because all the tier 0 tanks, like, statistically, the ones that are going to be hanging around are going to be the Exciters. So this could be good. 20% damage is, like, pretty good. I'm going to go for big lessons. Let's go for another hack. Flaming exits, not terrible for smart fire. Really good. But I'm going to go for crit chance on my turrets. Let's grab this. Shields charge, base port. Permanent turbo would be hilarious. No, we can't do it. Damage. 20% chance to set target on burning. Would love to do that with the support artillery. This could be my candidate for a reroll here. I'll reroll. Cheaper construction. It wouldn't save us much. It would save us a lot on the lightning towers. For building all 12 of them, 12 times 5 is like 600 crystals overall. We have really strong economy. We don't need it. I don't think we're going to hit the shop. I think we're going to grab start crystals so our build has a little bit more momentum at the start of a battle. I think this is the second last fight. We're coming up on the final. But I gotta say, I really like Rogue Command. I really, really, really enjoy this game. Like, I've played 60 hours of it. It's super intriguing. It does a lot of really interesting stuff. I have a lot of criticisms of the game. We'll get into that in like a future video. I plan on doing like a... I guess I would call it a review, but I'm not going to do a review, if that makes sense. Right, let's deploy all our crystal harvesters. Engineer. We don't have a very clear, obvious direction we want to defend from. I'm feeling like this right here protects a pretty good arc. So I'm going to put a castle right there. That makes me feel safe. That means these are protected from basically all the angles. And I'll go for the hack speeders early again. I think that's a lot of fun. We do have a thing here that we can farm for income. Make sure we deploy those nice and early. All right, hack speeder factory. All right, you guys head over there and start farming this crystal for money. Let's get our second hack speeder plant. I want to make sure we're constantly producing core harvesters. Boom, another core harvester is down. This is worth 8,000 minerals if I destroy it, in theory. It's a good way to get these guys to pay for themselves, honestly. I hope it works on obstacles. It'd make me sad if it doesn't. It feels like it does. We got some builder coming through here. This is a patrol path, which is actually good for us because it means we're going to be constantly trimming down the enemy forces as they try to patrol through here. I can't tell if this is working. Obstacles count as enemies for a lot of other skills, so I'm wondering if it does. Like, I know for a fact when you get the thing that lets your engineer get extra range from kills, like it counts on killing obstacles. All right, we got a couple of these guys that are inactive. No. Keep shooting that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, maybe it only works on the actual enemies. Whatever, if it does. Let's send my engineer over here, because this could be a dead end. And I just want to double check. I haven't seen any enemies come from this direction. So it's not a dead end, but they're not yet really coming from there. We're making really good money now. So I don't think we need to go second core harvester. Let's go for a support artillery opening here. Okay, so now we have a block of area where this thing is just firing on, which is cool. And it has homing missiles, which is kind of neat. It allows us to control space. Very cool. I like this support artillery. Very, very cool. Very cool unit. Let's get another couple of those. You guys done? Okay, they got about 1,000 more damage to do. I'm holding on to building my castles until I know where the enemy is going to come from. I want to be able to respond to threats. Put a support artillery right there. Yeah, they don't have the vision to notice us, which is working out in our favor. They're just patrolling past us because they don't actually see us, or else they have some other mission objective because I haven't been scouted properly by the enemy. But I'm going to make use of these guys. Let me go ahead and I'll get myself a couple of lightning towers to defend better. I'll start getting some precision artillery. Let's get these guys to scout. We can start dropping some castle strikes. The good news is we might be able to get a few kills. Drop a castle strike there. Here come the missiles. Lovely. All those missiles coming in to do damage. You're a problem. Only 6.4 range, so not that big of a problem, though. Which is good. Okay, let's build up our reclaimers. I'm gonna build my Exciter beam cruiser factories. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, I'm seeing where I'm gonna need another castle now. Oh, these are the enemy version of the energy hunters. Put down a missile support field here. Got a lot of foes to deal with. Let's get a third castle. Clear out the enemies a little bit sooner. I am seeing artillery issues. Let me get my hack speeders around to see if we can do something about that. Oh, it's a triple strike, a barrager. Shoot capsules that spawns on Nano Hunter. Okay, now I see what you're up to. Artillery strike him. Oh, he's pretty long range and scary. Does my engineer heal units nearby? I don't remember. That's one thing our build really lacks. If we could get a healer, I might need to just get a healer next. Blueprint just has to be a healer, I think. If it's offered to us, I think we have to take it. But we have a very strong defense here. The only thing we really need to worry about is enemy deployable artillery. Alright, PCX reinforcements coming. That is going to be the big test on whether or not we can defend. Alright, what are we seeing? The deconstructor needs to be precision struck because it can do a lot of damage to buildings, in my opinion, so we'll get some strikes on that. I'll pop down a support missile field here because there's a lot of enemies with shields, which can be a bit of a problem. We do have our Exciter trucks in support. Let's keep on building our Tier 0 factories. Alright, we've got all our Tier 0 factories up. We built them like a wall, rather intentionally. We're just waiting to build up our forces. We only win a single harvester this round. And we didn't get much in the way of harassment. Our energy hunters, I mean, we did okay. We can get a little bit here. Probably aggro them to come fight us a little. Make some money. Shotgun truck. A little scary. Oh, watch out. That's an enemy tank. They pull them back into this. And again, it's to our advantage to sit back like this, because not only are we clearing out enemy units, they're streaming in one by one. This is a way for us to make money. Beautiful. They're so focused on killing my castles. Oh, I didn't know spiders could trigger that shield ability. That's hilarious. We're up to 36 tanks. I think we can begin the push. We should start making money from fighting. I want you guys to sit back a little bit. Alright, let's lay down a castle shot, a castle shot, a castle shot, a castle shot. I'll lay down some support artillery fire as well. That'll give this push a real oomph that the enemy won't be able to stop. I do need to build more lightning turrets. I'm going to put them in kind of weird positions. Very cost-effective attack for us there. Still getting really good missile coverage. We definitely don't want this thing to fire. Alright, we're pushing into this base. Let's lightning strike this twice to prevent reinforcements from coming. I'm going to start spamming the regen on these tanks to keep them healthy. And because of the 50% reclaim that we have, I am just mass replacing any of the front line that we lose. Let me use my lightning turrets and precision artillery to take out these turrets here. Just really need to deal with that. Enemy PCX reinforcements are incoming. I don't like this because I don't have much defense over there, but we'll see what happens from it. We've got some sort of artillery strike. It's a problem. We need scouting info on that. Yeah, I had a feeling. I wish I could choose where to plant those turrets. The planted turrets. Annoying that they choose their own positioning. I think we do want to try to push in here. There's a few enemy buildings that we need to take out. Our Exciter turrets, our Exciter trucks will keep us safe from backline pushes. big money. Boom, 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 boom. All right, perfect. Let's group up and prepare for more pushing. Okay. I'm gonna fire off some support artillery here. Soften up these buildings. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Volley after volley. You know what I can do here too? I can lightning you, fire a castle. There are some harassment attacks coming in here on this side, but we do have enough lightning towers, I think, to overwhelm even their shields. Might have overdone the attack there. Oh, no, not good. We need to be careful about that artillery. We do need to get vision of him. Especially important. That's a big artillery strike. We can't let that be what happens to us. You know what we can do? We can go all in. Just going to go all in on the enemy base. See if we can't. Oh, we almost killed it. We killed it. Don't even care if there was a wisdom in there. Okay, I really badly need a healer. I don't have any rerolls, so I think my best move here is to go for a random blueprint. Healers tend to be expensive units. The Hornet tank. The missile mech is super cool. Ugh, really upsetting. The multi-grenade van. Hornet tank. It has shields. I do like the missile mech. It's got good range. It has lots of splash. It fires 16 times, basically laying down a lot of carpet bombing. We could build up to 9 of them. This would allow me to keep the T0 tank as a frontliner. The Hornet tank would be of a similar ability at frontlining as the T0 tank. This guy would be really good at shredding shields. The lack of AoE is a problem. I feel like against the AI, you need so much AoE. I'm going to go for the missile mech. Okay, I'll go for a hack. Selfless exit. This is really good for our tier 0 tanks. It'll keep us a lot of extra HP. Let's go for an upgrade. 30% chance to spawn a tree when killing an enemy. Give strength as defender. Each factory adds a little bit. So I could get 7.5% extra damage from the missile mech, which isn't bad. They don't have an active skill that I'm aware of. So 7.5% damage isn't bad. Attack cooldown 20% is really good. I could give it armor, which would get us +1 range from finely tuned, but the attack cooldown, when a unit has this long a cooldown, 6.8 seconds, lowering that down is quite good. All right, second last mission. Unfortunately, we didn't get a healer blueprint. That's a really big problem for us, honestly. Complete lack of healing is going to be really devastating to us in the final mission. All right, let's get a core harvester, and then we can start scouting the map so we can kind of think about how we're going to do things. Okay, the fact that we have a safe crystal spawn behind us makes me feel pretty good about opening double refinery and then just getting a castle if I need it. I should have about a minute or two to build up my eco before the enemy attacks. There's even a crystalline obstacle over here for me to clear out to make this patch even bigger. We have been scouted, so that's worth noting. Eco is building up really quickly, which makes me happy. We do have the radar ability, so we will see if enemies are coming a little bit earlier than they would normally show up. All right, perfect. It's not the most efficient crystal harvesting field, but I think it is worth it. Especially with the, I think we have, what's that thing? The accelerated growth. The extra 10% harvesting. Very strong. We're almost able to fully queue up harvesters. Don't let these guys scout us. We are seeing potential unit movements from the enemy nearby. Oh yeah, much more better field now. I know it's super inefficient to queue up your harvesters. Like, it's money that's dead, but it does allow me to just mentally be like, okay, I've got all my harvesters coming. I can then switch my economy over. Like, we've got all of our harvesters coming, and now we just need to focus on defending. I don't expect the enemy to come from this angle very often. So I think a castle right here will cover both. This covers this area here pretty good. There's another choke right here that I think is good to be covered by a castle. Make sure my harvesters are getting into position. All right, we've got our castle. We've got at least 2 of our castles down, which is good. I'll place a third soon. I might place it like here in the middle, although it kind of only half covers. I guess it covers, it doesn't really cover both. But I think it's good there. Oh yeah, castle. Now that castle is going to farm money for us. I'm not sure what I want to go for first. A couple of core harvesters here, get them in position. We've got 2 more harvesters coming up, so our eco is strong and the enemy isn't coming for us. I do think we want to get our claimers down. Those are going to be useful. I don't see any enemy support weaponry that will cause us problems by attacking our eco. So I think our greed will be rewarded here with a much more accelerated build. We've completed all of our core harvesters, so we can start thinking about how we're going to advance. And I reckon could be fun to go missile mech tank here this game. We could try it out. So I'll get my 3 missile mech factories going. What's nice about these guys is they will provide useful defense. Clear out some of these trees and rocks and stuff. So like, if I attack these trees, you can kind of see how their splash attack works. They fire a barrage of missiles. Now they have a long cooldown between their attacks. But they are very capable of like suppressing an area with attacks. And the nice thing is this factory will actually end up giving us a slight damage increase. You can see here, influential factory is giving us 0.75 damage, which remember is basically effectively +1 damage against armor, right? Like, because enemy armor does matter. We could do some fun things with these guys, maybe. I'll start clearing out these forests. We'll start laying down factories and things. I've got 3 tier 0 factories coming. I'll get a couple over here as well. There we go. We've got 7, need 3 more factories. The enemy has not really committed to attacking me just yet. I think they're beginning to think about it. They've probably just maxed out their supply, which is usually when they decide to attack. I'll fire some missiles in this area. Fire some missiles here. Defensive fire support. Loving these suppressive barrages of missiles. Let me get my other 3 tier 2 tank factories up. Then we can start spamming them. I'm going to skip building the hack speeder and the exciter beam cruiser because this is going to be my last attempt to try a different build. And if this comes online a little bit sooner without having to stop off for those other factories, I do have like a frontline unit and a long range unit, which is like the combo that I typically go for. Is I have a unit that sits in front that takes the damage, and then I have a unit that sits in the back that does the damage. It's like I have a cheap frontliner basically. Kind of how I do things. We can start moving out on the map a little bit because of our mobility and suppression. Fire is like very, very strong. Oh, that was so much. Fall back. These guys can shoot on the move too, which makes me happy. Their ability to suppression fire is kind of tasty. Some big shots coming here in a moment. And they have shields, which makes them quite difficult to actually pin down and kill simply. Because shields always block damage, no matter how much damage it does. I mean, the certain abilities can do 2 damage to shields, but like, generally speaking... Oh, watch out. Don't need to take extra damage, right? We can fall back and kind of cruise control into these guys. This feels like a good combo, honestly. The area of effect compared to the exciter truck feels pretty good. I just wish I had like some sort of global healing or a healer that I could use. Without the exciter trucks, we are a little bit weak against kind of big HP enemies, so I do think I will add in the exciter trucks because there's not a lot of them, and I think they do add a certain level of punch to the army against high health units. Alright, let's push this. But yeah, the AoE damage is so good because you can basically, you don't have to sit around. You pop in, you fire off, you step in, you fire off. Like very, very good combat capability. The AoE suppression. The fact that it covers a big area and does a lot of individual instances of damage actually really helps against shield units too, which makes me extra happy. I feel like my build has tempo now, which it really didn't. I think going double refinery early worked. I don't think I'm going to be able to go double refinery in the final mission. I think the fact that so much is going to be thrown at me so early that I need to be prepared for that. Lots of veterancy coming online, lots of units gaining veterancy, slowly killing our way through. We do have a couple of scout cruiser factories that we can hit. Good, 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 good. Okay, that's beautiful. Let's kind of fall back and regroup a little. I'm not going to push through this choke point. That's a very tight choke. I'm going to look for an easier place to push. I think over here on the right looks a little bit easier. I don't like this angle. This tree right here is a problem, causing my units to bunch up in a way that's not good. Look at those suppression barrages, dude. Barrage Obama. That's what they call me. Alrighty, perfect. Oh, I need to group my units up because we're getting a problem over here. Some of my rangers got left behind. That's okay. Just spam the regen. This is where I wish I could just like activate all regen. I have to like spam the button, which is one of those things that really annoys me about the game. And like, I don't think I'm going to be willing to come, like, after I do my review, I'm probably not going to come back to this game because I'm really annoyed at the control schemes. That's like, I really love the gameplay, but the, like, I love the innovation that they've done on, like, the roguelike side of things, and the gameplay is, like, super fun to play, but I absolutely hate the control schemes, specifically because of, like, you have to spam abilities. There's so much about this game that they got right, which makes me sad that there's things that they got wrong that, like, really take away from the experience in a big way. Like, I'm not even using my, like, I'm not even using my support abilities. I've just built a death ball, which is kind of fun. Let me build my support buildings. I have like a big battery of missiles coming down now in this area. Beautiful. The barrage. They call me Barrage Obama. Obama. What a good meme, dude. God, what a terrible man. What a great meme, though. What's the saying? If you didn't want to cry, you'd laugh. Let's not get depressing here. We're killing guys. Oh, we need to heal. We're healing. We're pushing. Let's drop a missile barrage here. I'll drop a missile barrage here. I'll drop a missile barrage here. We're gonna get like big suppression damage on the enemy. Oh yeah, here comes the missile suppression. Pretty painful for our opponents. I am curious. Yeah, these guys have been like getting little weird random chunks of HP, which is very entertaining to me. Alright, I feel like we've managed to suppress our enemy pretty effectively here. These guys are doing work, these little lightning trucks. I do think that the tier 0 tank is such a good unit, dude. Such a good unit. Enemy reinforcements incoming. I don't know if they're going to be a problem. Could be. I think at this point, we just have so much meat that it's hard for our opponents to do much. Beautiful, right. That's a wrap on the enemy. Final mission. So this is going to be the big one. We do have a double hack path plus money, which I feel is like our best chance. So I'll go for the start crystals. I'll go for the hack here. Extra range on snipers. Technically speaking, only the beam cruiser is a sniper, but that is +2 range, which is really good. So very good. Attack range on kills, this is really good early into the run because you can do kind of fun things with it, but this stage of the run I don't think it's worth it. I think +2 range on snipers is so good here. Another hack. Active skills with a duration last 25% longer. Let's see. That would lead to the support artillery firing for longer. It would lead to my hack speeders having longer range for longer. Not too crazy. Unit production minus 10 crystals. That is a lot of money saved, but I already have, like, I don't need stronger eco. 5% crit chance for active shield. That means that my missile mechs would have a chance to crit. That's really good for fire support. So, as is effective veterans, I'm going to go for advanced shields. I think having shields giving a crit chance is really strong here. I'm going to pick up coins. I'm going to go for a shop. I have no rerolls, so this is it. 20% damage and 20% max HP for the rest of the level. This is honestly super great for the tier 0 tank. 20% damage is like 1.2 damage, which allows them to punch through armor a little bit more. The extra health, this is like a meat unit. So favorite toy is super strong here. I don't see the point of getting extra move speed. I don't see the point of getting extra move speed. I don't even have that many spawns. Like, what do I spawn here? Pilot. That's like it, dude. We don't have any. We don't really have spawns. So +1 weapon range. Doesn't really fit on anyone. Unit production cost minus 30%. This could be really good in the core harvester. This would let us ramp our economy a lot cheaper. So like 30% unit cost is quite strong. So I'll put that on the core harvester. Area of attack. Man, we don't really have any room for anything else. Attacks against buildings. Kills. None of these things matter, I think. I think we grab favorite toy and healing spire. Because that's the thing that we really lack, is a permanent source of healing. Bounty shot on my lightning towers could make them useful here. So all the missions up to this point have been a cakewalk. That's what I want you to remember. This is the mission. Normally a run takes about 2 hours. On this max difficulty, it takes me... We're 3 hours, and it might take me 3.5 to 3 Oh! They didn't give me the super secret final mission. Am I dumb? Okay, so basically there's like a final mission where it's in a completely unique, entirely different map. What is defendable? I wouldn't mind setting up a castle around here. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a core refinery right there. There's a whole thing, right? You get a really cool, unique map where you have to like try to clear out the enemy. You have to make a path for your engineer to get to the end of the map, and then they are able to. Only your engineer is able to like destroy the core and save the universe, and then you go and like you try to find Earth. But I guess I think choosing the heat game mode meant I couldn't do that. You know, I think I can get away with doing double core refinery again. I have an inescapable level of greed in my heart that I will not apologize for. I think a castle, let me see. This is a choke point. It's pretty open here. We just need to barely cover the choke point. Like there. We do need to keep 2 harvesters queued up at all times. Like, I mean, I'm building defensive buildings. Like, I'm not being totally greedy, right? Like, I can put a healing spire and I have favorite toy and stuff like that. Like, yeah, you know, I'm being greedy, but I'm not like being, I'm trying to lose the game greedy. Ooh, a crystal spawner here. It's so useful. Do I want to go triple? I don't need to go triple. Double is enough. Triple would be absolute absurd greed on the final mission. Oh man, I was so excited. Oh, blink him away because I don't want him to die. That's a problem. I need a castle. I think right there is the place for it. Oh, don't die! Don't die! Alright, my castle's up. And... oh, this is a sniper? Shoot. That's a problem. Let me put the healing spire right there. Oh, buy me time. Where is that coming from? It's coming from the fog of war here. Okay, I can't quite deal with that yet. Let me grab a precision artillery. Core harvester, get into position. Thankfully, this thing isn't the easiest to kill. We have a bit of time before it'll be a problem. A lightning tower will help too. I just need a little bit of vision. Let me see, what's the longest range unit that I have in terms of vision? 14 vision range, 14 vision range, 11 vision range. I'll grab a missile mech and see if I can poke it forward. Alright, we've got all our harvesters. No, we don't. Told a lie. See if we can lightning strike this guy. Keep it up, castle. This guy has good range. We just need to see him for a split second. Is this it? It's the artillery turret. Ooh, that's a problem, actually. But we can give it permanent slow, which will help. Giving it permanent slow means it won't attack as often. You can already tell it's not attacking. Did I kill it? Yes, I think I killed it. All right, perfect. I'm seeing a lot of enemies coming in. Let me build a couple of lightning towers to assist in this area. Let's get another missile mech factory because that's another 2.5% damage. It does add up, man. I accidentally cancelled some of my core harvesters, so I just gotta put them back where they need to go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I think we can do a little bit of harassment with these guys, especially on these things, because we should outrange them. Alright, something is hitting us here. What was that? Didn't see it. Fire some missiles at these guys, suppress and barrage. Giving these guys the ability to slow is also really good because they can kite so well. But unfortunately, you can only give units 2 upgrades. So you don't really get a lot of choices. But I'm liking the suppressions. Poke forward, fire some missiles off the enemy. Beautiful. I'm very glad that I have control of this crystal tower because that will add up to my economy. You know what? I need to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. Who's under attack? Oh, don't die! Don't die! Don't die! No, 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 no! I need you to live. We're just trying to harass here. Okay, so I'm going to put a castle right there. Yeah. I know we're under attack, but get rid of him. In terms of pushing units, let's get our support artillery up. I'm kind of sad we didn't get the proper final mission. The final mission was so challenging, dude. It was like such a... Am I gonna have to make another video on this game so I can truly give it the send-off that it deserves? Fire some artillery here. These missile guys are fun to use. I gotta say that. You just... Alright, let's get another pair of support artillery down. Don't die. There's no need to die. You guys are like... You guys can step in, fire off your shots, and then back up. Come on, is that not satisfying? Seeing these like carpets of missiles. I suppose we start getting our tier 0 tanks. Or do we get... Nah, let's get our beam cruisers. That's more fun. I think we'll be unstoppable when we have them because they should have +2 range now, which is like bonkers. Here we go. Fire off some missiles. Oh, that feels good. Let me fire support artillery in here. That will provide us with the fire support that we need. Oh, watch out. Yeah, I need my chaff. My frontliners. I mean, the missile fire support is good here. I'm taking out bases so the enemy won't be able to produce quite as many troops to send at me. Castles are doing work. Good, 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 good. We've cleared out a base. Let's pick up this money. I do like that there's a lot of crystals here for us to harness. Plenty of options. Big enemy forces. So I think that's all the tier 1 factories down now. There's a six new factories coming. Oh, we've got our AoE attacker. We've got our frontliner. We've got our sniper. I think we're pretty much set. I think I'm going to hit the factory glitch drop now to get all my units to max out my unit population really quickly. Now I think it would be good for us to get our reclaimers so that any units that we do lose, we get the money back on them. I just think the reclaimer is kind of overpowered, honestly. It should be like 5%, not 15. 15 is insane. All right, let's make sure we're grouping our troops up. We've got the death ball. Now we can begin cleaning. There's something just really satisfying about like surviving until you can get your death ball and then going against the enemy. But like the final mission that I played before, it was so cool because the enemy was like dropping assault squads on top of my engineers, so I had to keep my engineers safe, and then they were firing like this railgun at my base and also firing nukes, and I had to like constantly rebuild. I had to space my buildings out so they weren't getting hit by multiple attacks. I had like shield drops that I was like triggering right before the enemy nuclear strikes to keep my base safe. All right, we'll carpet this place in missiles real quick. We'll just sit back while we wait for those missiles to come in, and then we begin pushing. Oh, here's one of the enemy thingies. Let's start dropping castle strikes. We are going to have to kill the guy who is harvesting the crystals. This is the PCX obelisk. It creates the crystal cleaner that absorbs crystals to gain power, which is a very scary unit. So we're going to need to find that and kill it. I suspect that I might want to use my precision artillery to slow him down. But clearing out this enemy base is going to be very helpful. There he is. Honestly, I might be able to use my exciters to kill him. This is the crystal cleaner. You can see here. He should have been gaining power somewhere. Anyway, basically, he's eaten these crystals, so I'm going to use my exciters, my exciter snipers, to take him out from long range. Oh, he's coming. Oh lord, he's coming. Oh, he missed. He missed his attack. Because I'm sending spiders at him. He's trying to do his AoE nuke and he's dead. Rip. Get wrecked. Oh my god. Get destroyed. Get owned. That was the easiest final mission I've ever done in my life. I was trying to show you guys how difficult this game is, and it is quite difficult, but I managed to roll whatever random setup that made the final mission so easy. That was so anticlimactic. Dude, the original final mission that I did was like so epic. I guess I'm on Heat 2 now. This is a really cool game. I love this game. It's awesome. I have a lot of complaints. Like, if I was developing this game, there's specific things that I would want to change, but I'll do a whole video where I talk about this. But I hope you enjoyed seeing the game at, essentially the highest difficulty. You can kind of go higher if you want, but I really enjoyed the 60 to 70 hours, 7 hours that I put into this game. I really liked it. I think it's great. I think it's a fantastic game. Oh, I forgot I had Robo Health. I was going to do a Robo build, and then I decided to switch over to towers. I could have saved some money. Some archive tokens. Yeah, it's disappointing. A little bit sad about that, because man, it makes sense. I should have recorded that run that I did. I should have recorded attacking Ascension 15. It was so cool. Yeah, I really like the game. I think it's cool. And I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching this video. I want to thank you very much for watching. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!